Welcome to SoulScripture, where destiny meets revelation and your spirit is called to attention. Chosen one, this is not just another message. This is a divine interruption meant specifically for you, right now, in this very moment. There is a spiritual alarm echoing across the heavens, resonating through your soul with a frequency too powerful to ignore. Something extraordinary is building in the spirit, and its shockwave is already rippling toward you. If you feel a sense of urgency, an invisible pressure, a stirring you can't quite explain, it's because you're being summoned by a power greater than any circumstance, by the divine hand that orchestrates all seasons. This is your call to wake up, to step out of sleepwalking through your days, and to recognize that you are standing at the threshold of a moment that will ignite your entire destiny. Chosen one, you are not here by accident. The divine does not work through coincidence or happenstance. Your spirit has been summoned to this sacred crossroads, and the fact that you are listening now means you are a part of a cosmic plan that's unfolding right beneath the surface of the world's noise. Heaven has been watching, waiting, and preparing you. Maybe you have felt isolated, misunderstood, or even abandoned by those around you. Maybe the weight of your journey has felt almost unbearable. But make no mistake, your suffering has not been in vain. Every tear, every moment of confusion, every struggle you've endured has been collected, counted, and woven into a story that is about to burst forth with supernatural force. Right now, there is an urgency that cannot be overstated. This isn't about hype. This isn't about vague prophecy or generalized encouragement. This is a spiritual alert, a critical update from the throne, a coded message meant to shake you awake before the world even realizes what is happening. The 4th of July is racing toward us, not just as a date on the calendar, but as a gateway. The noise of celebration and fireworks will fill the air in the natural, but the real spectacle, the true fire, is igniting in the unseen. It is a spiritual event, a blast so profound that only those who are attuned, those who are truly awake, will be able to walk through it transformed. Do you feel it, chosen one? Has your heart been pounding with inexplicable anticipation? Have your dreams become more vivid, your thoughts more restless, your spirit more sensitive? These are not accidents. The universe is aligning, and you are being drawn into divine timing. You have not been overlooked, you have been hand-selected. You have not been forgotten, you are being positioned. The world may see you as ordinary, but heaven recognizes the extraordinary mark on your life. Right now, the frequency of heaven is intersecting with your story, and the magnitude of what's about to be unleashed is greater than anything you've experienced before. Understand this: when heaven prepares to move, it does not seek permission from the earth. The greatest shifts occur while most are distracted, while the world celebrates its own freedom. A higher freedom is about to be released for those who carry the chosen frequency. While others chase fireworks, God is igniting a fire in you that will never be extinguished. You are being called to rise, to awaken your senses, and to recognize that you stand on holy ground. This is your spiritual alarm clock, an invitation to stand at attention, to listen with the ears of your spirit, and to prepare for a revelation that will redefine your very existence. The tension you've been feeling? That's not just stress or bad luck. That is spiritual contraction, the kind that happens right before birth. Your spirit knows what your mind cannot yet grasp. You are about to be launched. And with that launch comes new territory, new vision, and new authority. The pressure has not come to destroy you, but to reveal what's inside you. The strength, the resilience, the divine spark that only emerges when the furnace is hottest. Chosen one, I need you to understand the magnitude of this moment. There is a heavenly countdown underway, and you are not a passive observer, you are a participant in a cosmic drama. The alarm has sounded. Now is the time to shake off complacency, to break free from every shackle of doubt, and to align yourself with the supernatural momentum that is racing toward you. The world may tell you to be patient, to wait for better days, but the divine is telling you that now is the appointed time. What you do in these next few days will echo for years to come. The choices you make, the posture you take, the faith you activate, it all matters more than you know. This is a once-in-a-lifetime inflection point, a threshold that cannot be missed or postponed. The spiritual blast that is coming will not wait for your convenience or your comfort. It will come for those who are ready, those who are willing to say, "Here I am, send me." So, chosen one, as this message stirs your spirit, I urge you, lean in, prepare your heart, clear your mind, silence the distractions, and listen for the frequency of heaven that is ringing for you. This is your summons. The spiritual alarm is blaring. Your spirit is being called to attention. Do not sleep through this moment. You are about to witness the spark that ignites your destiny, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever be the same. The 4th of July on the surface, just another day marked by flags, fireworks, and celebrations of freedom. Yet, chosen one, what most overlook is that in the realm of spirit, this date is far more than a national holiday. It is a prophetic signal, a cosmic timestamp, and a secret portal encoded into heaven's divine schedule. There are days that pass unnoticed by the world, but not by the watchers, those called, marked, and awake to the true movements of God. You are not just living through history, you are standing on the edge of it. This, the 4th of July, is not about the past, it is about a destiny that is breaking open for those who can perceive it. In the natural, the world's eyes will be fixed on parades, on bright explosions that paint the night sky. But in the supernatural, a different kind of fire is being released. God has a history of moving on dates that seem ordinary to man, but are extraordinary in the kingdom. Remember, in Scripture, God often aligned breakthrough with appointed times. The Israelites crossed the Red Sea at the exact moment their enemy thought they were cornered. Pentecost erupted with holy fire right in the midst of a festival crowd. These are not accidents. Heaven's calendar is alive, and you, chosen one, have just been scheduled for an upgrade. The 4th of July is not merely another page in your diary. It's a divine doorway, one that only the spiritually alert can walk through. In the world, people will toast to liberty, but in the spirit, those aligned will experience release from invisible shackles that have bound their progress for years. The Lord's timetable is not subject to our clocks, but He gives signals for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. This is such a signal. The date itself is encoded with meaning, a prophetic marker that splits the veil and says, "This is the hour for breakthrough. This is the moment for new freedom." The energy building toward this day is palpable to those who are sensitive. Have you noticed old battles coming to the surface, unresolved emotions rising, or doors closing unexpectedly? Have you felt the pace of spiritual warfare increase? These are not coincidences. They are spiritual indicators. Heaven is aligning you with a critical intersection. Destiny does not arrive quietly. It rumbles, shakes, and sometimes even disrupts your comfort. If you have felt this divine discomfort, consider it a personal signal. You are one of the few invited to step through the spiritual portal that the 4th of July represents. Imagine, for a moment, the Israelites standing on the banks of the Jordan River. The world around them saw only water, but in heaven's blueprint, that day was marked as the crossing point, the day the promise became reality. You too stand at a crossing. God does not waste dates. He uses them to anchor His plans in your reality. Ecclesiastes reminds us, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." The 4th of July is not arbitrary. It is strategic, a chosen moment, encoded before you were even born. Do not be fooled by the noise or the distractions swirling around you. While others look outward, you must look upward and inward. This is not about American patriotism. This is about a prophetic alignment that transcends nationality and time. The freedom you are about to experience will be spiritual, not just symbolic. Old limitations are about to fall. Prisons you did not even know you were in will burst open. What was delayed will be delivered. What was hidden will be exposed. and what was promised will be revealed. Chosen one. Now is not the time for casual faith. Now is the time for radical sensitivity, for a posture of readiness. There is a frequency to this Sizena sound only the awake can hear. The 4th of July is your spiritual intersection, your coded invitation to walk through a door that will not remain open forever. While the masses party, the remnant must prepare. This is your moment to choose. Will you treat this as just another day, or will you respond to the summons that heaven is issuing? Let me be clear. The supernatural is not reserved for the elite. It is for the alert. It is for those who lean in, who fast, who worship, who wait for the sound of God's voice above the world's commotion. If you are listening to this now, it is because heaven has targeted you for a shift. This is not a random message. Your soul has been drawn to this frequency for a reason. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are precisely on time for the unfolding of this divine moment. There is a timeline far greater than the one you see on your phone or your planner. It is heaven's schedule, marked by moments of acceleration, release, and supernatural realignment. The 4th of July is one of those rare, sacred windows of date that will split your history into before and after. Chosen one, the world may mark the 4th of July as the day of independence, but you will remember it as the day God set your spirit free. Do not miss your cue. Stay awake, stay sensitive, and prepare to step through the doorway of destiny that has been prepared just for you. Chosen one, let's pull back the curtain and reveal what this explosion truly means for you. In the world's language, explosions conjure images of chaos, destruction, and loss moments when what once stood is reduced to dust. But in the realm of the spirit, God's explosions are not sent to destroy you. They are designed to disrupt what has kept you stuck, to shake you loose from invisible prisons, and to ignite the next stage of your divine journey. This is not about disaster. It is about transformation so intense and sudden it cannot be ignored or reversed. The spiritual blast that is coming is heaven's forceful collision with everything that has resisted your progress and hidden your purpose. Listen closely. You are not about to be torn apart. You are about to be set free. There is a divine detonation scheduled in your life one that will not simply clear debris, but will clear the path for your destiny to run forward, unobstructed. God's explosions come with clarity, with release, and with sudden elevation. Think back to the book of Acts, when the early believers gathered in a small room, afraid and uncertain. Suddenly, there was a sound like a mighty rushing wind. In one holy moment, everything changed. That sudden blast was not chaos, but creative power. The old order ended, a new one was born. This is what awaits you, chosen one. Heaven's explosions are divine interruptions. They tear down old cycles, uproot strongholds that have lasted generations, and expose every scheme of the enemy that has tried to keep you small. You may not see the fireworks in the sky, but you will feel the surge of divine energy within. What you've been waiting on for years will happen in an instant. Relationships will shift, mindsets will crumble. What was hidden in darkness will be dragged into the light. There will be no mistaking that the hand of God has moved, because nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever be able to return to the way it was. You see, God is not interested in cosmetic change. He does not send tremors just to shake you up. He sends explosions to liberate you from cycles that threaten to outlast you, to close doors that should never have remained open, and to send you soaring into territory that seemed impossible only a season ago. The enemy has worked overtime to convince you that your best days are behind you, that delay is your destiny, that your breakthrough will always be just out of reach. But this divine explosion is coming to dismantle every lie and to prove that when heaven moves, hell cannot hold you back. There is an urgency to this moment, chosen one. The spiritual blast on the horizon is not casual or comfortable. It is disruptive, yes, but it is holy. It will separate you from what is expired in your life, expired relationships, expired habits, expired ways of thinking. The blast is coming to shake everything that can be shaken, so that only what is unshakable, your true identity, your purpose, your calling remains. You will see doors slam shut, but watch as new ones burst open with divine force. What has taken others decades to achieve will unfold for you in a moment. This is divine acceleration at its rawest and most unstoppable. The Bible tells us, "Suddenly there was a sound from heaven." That suddenly is not just a nice word, it's the language of heaven. When the time for breakthrough comes, God doesn't move incrementally. He moves explosively. He moves with force and clarity, shattering every limit and unleashing everything you were meant to be. That's why you may feel the pressure. Increasing, the enemy knows a shift is imminent. He senses the blast before you do. But what hell calls chaos, heaven calls construction. You are not being broken down. You are being broken open. Let this truth take root. God's explosion in your life is not punishment. It's not chaos for the sake of drama. It is divine construction, tearing down the old to make room for what is eternal. Every area of resistance, every wall that has boxed you in, every spiritual contract holding you back, is about to be demolished by the word and will of God. You are not simply surviving the blast, you are the reason for it. Your destiny is demanding it. Your calling is pulling heaven's power into your present. And so, prepare your heart, chosen one. You cannot receive this kind of outpouring casually. Heaven is about to collide with your story in a way that will leave you forever marked, forever changed. This is not just your breakthrough, it's your launching. The spiritual blast is coming. Stand ready, for the moment it hits, the world will see the fire of God burning within you, unshakable, undeniable, and utterly unstoppable. Your new chapter begins with a holy eruption. Nothing will ever be the same. Chosen one, if you felt as though the battles around you have intensified, if the atmosphere feels heavier, if your sleep has grown restless, if obstacles seem to leap out from every direction, it is no accident. This is the hidden war before the breakthrough, the secret battle that always rages loudest when a prophetic shift is near. The resistance you sense isn't just life being hard, it's the pressure of the spirit realm amplifying because your next-level destiny is nearly within reach. The enemy doesn't attack those who are no threat. You have become a threat because your breakthrough is dangerously close. Consider this. Why has your warfare increased so suddenly? Why do you feel an unseen heaviness pressing against your spirit? It is because the adversary can sense what even you may not fully perceive, yet a massive spiritual shift is about to burst forth in your life. It's like the moments before dawn, when darkness is at its deepest, just before the light breaks. The closer you move to your breakthrough, the louder the noise of opposition grows. Attacks intensify, doubts whisper, and people who once cheered you on may now distance themselves or even turn against you. It is not coincidence, it is confirmation. Think back to the great stories of spiritual awakening. The Israelites, right on the verge of deliverance from Egypt, faced Pharaoh's armies and the impassable Red Sea. David, moments before being called to the throne, was hunted by Saul and forced into hiding. Even Jesus, before resurrection glory, endured the agony of Gethsemane and the betrayal of those closest to him. In each case, the most intense opposition came just before the greatest release of destiny. You, too, are walking this ancient path. Your resistance is a sign that you are nearing your divine ignition point. This season may have felt relentless. Maybe you've experienced unexplained fatigue, strange dreams, emotional turbulence, or the sense that you're being pressed on every side. Do not dismiss these as random or meaningless. They are spiritual signals, warning lights that your spirit is about to cross into new territory. Hell has always tried to discourage the chosen just before their breakthrough. If you're weary, it's because your spirit has been fighting wars others can't see. If you've been isolated, it's because your preparation has required sacred space. But hear this, the fire you're in is not designed to destroy you, but to refine you. It's forging gold from within. Job declared, "But he knows the way that I take." When he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold. The very pressures that threaten to break you are actually building you layer by layer, moment by moment into a vessel ready to handle the explosion of destiny God has prepared. What you call warfare, heaven calls refinement. What you see as chaos, God is using for construction. Chosen one, do not allow the whispers of defeat to take root in your soul. The enemy will try to convince you that all is lost, that you missed your moment, that you are forgotten. But the truth is, heaven has reached a tipping point concerning the oppression over your life. The Lion of Judah is no longer silent. He is roaring over your destiny. Every delay, every sabotage, every closed door, they end now. When the lion roars, enemies scatter and chains shatter. Understand too that the greatest fear of your adversary is not your past failures, but your awakening to your true identity. The enemy knows that if you ever fully embrace who you are, a light bearer, a frequency changer, a vessel of divine authority, then every plan, every scheme, every generational curse is instantly broken. The opposition you face is a desperate attempt to make you quit before the breakthrough, to surrender right before the explosion. But now, you see the truth. Chaos is not your ending. It's the signal that construction has begun. Let this truth be the shield around your heart. You are not breaking down. You are being set up for elevation. Every battle, every sleepless night, every solitary tear is being transformed into fuel for your launch. You are being strategically positioned, not punished. The breakdown was really a breakthrough in disguise. You stand now at the edge of a divine eruption, and the enemy knows it. The increase in warfare was never a curse, it was your confirmation. What hell calls resistance, heaven calls preparation. So, do not curse the process. Do not resent the pressure. You are moments away from the kind of release that will redefine your existence. This is your spiritual tipping point. The hidden war is about to yield to visible victory. Chosen one, lift your head, steady your heart, and fix your eyes on what's coming. The next blow from the enemy cannot stop what God is about to ignite. You are closer to your breakthrough than you've ever been before. Hold on, the blast is nearly here. Chosen one, everything about this explosive season begins not with the world around you, but with the world within you. Before God detonates a shift in your circumstances, He first ignites transformation at the core of your being. The internal eruption comes before the external breakthrough, because God cannot place the fire of a new destiny on the fragile ground of old wounds and expired beliefs. This is why you may feel everything inside you shaking, old fears resurfacing, ancient insecurities being exposed, and long-standing doubts coming up for air. You are not unraveling. You are being fortified from the inside out. There is a sacred principle in the spiritual journey. Nothing lasting happens on the outside unless it is first birthed on the inside. When a caterpillar enters the cocoon, the world sees stillness, but inside there is a violent, messy transformation. What emerges is not simply a better caterpillar, but an entirely new creature. You are entering this cocoon season, chosen one not for your destruction, but for the construction of your true, powerful identity. Everything that is not aligned with the next version of you must be brought to the surface, shaken and removed. This is the refining fire, and it's how gold is made. Consider the teaching of Jesus. No one pours new wine into old wineskins. The new move of God, the explosive power waiting to burst forth in your life, requires a vessel that can contain it. Old patterns, self-doubt, bitterness, and fear they cannot hold what's coming. God is doing spiritual renovation, stripping away every layer that cannot sustain the weight of glory. That's why you may have noticed certain relationships falling away, doors closing, or opportunities you once clung to suddenly dissolving. It is not rejection, it is renovation. The divine is removing the old wineskin, so the new outpouring will not be wasted. Let's be honest, this internal detonation can feel like loss. It can feel lonely. You may look around and wonder why familiar faces are fading, why comfort zones are collapsing, or why you feel compelled to let go of things that once defined you. But chosen one, hear this. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding the layers that have kept you from your highest calling. The fire is not consuming you. It's consuming what can't come with you into the next season. The wounds of the past, the cycles of shame, the false identities you picked up from the world, these are the things the Spirit is burning away, making room for the real you to rise. This internal preparation is urgent. The world's pace is frantic, but God's pace is deliberate. While others scramble to make things happen on the outside, you are being asked to surrender to the process within. You are being invited to trust the pruning, the quiet, the uncomfortable moments when nothing seems to make sense. In these hidden hours, the roots of your destiny are deepening. The chosen are always forged in private before they shine in public. Your character, your faith, your spiritual stamina are being strengthened to match the size of the assignment that is about to be handed to you. Imagine the story of Moses' 40 years in the wilderness, hidden and forgotten by the world, but not by God. It was in the solitude, in the silence, that he was remade from the inside out. Only after the internal shift was complete did the burning bush appear, setting him on a path to deliver a nation. You too are in your wilderness, chosen one, and though it feels like nothing is moving, everything is being set in place. God is detonating the old to build the new. Your heart, your mind, your identity are the construction site for a supernatural eruption that will soon echo into every area of your life. Let me speak this over you. You are not fragile. You are not a victim of your emotions or your history. The fire within is making you bold, mature, and rooted in a strength that cannot be shaken by circumstance. When the internal work is finished, when the vessel is ready, everything around you will begin to shift. Your very atmosphere will respond. People will notice a difference, not just in what you say, but in the energy you carry, the peace you radiate, the confidence that can only come from someone who has survived the refining fire. The world may not understand what has happened, but the chosen will recognize the unmistakable mark of transformation. Chosen one, lean into this process. Don't resist the detonation. Surrender what needs to go, so that what is meant to remain can stand strong. This is your spiritual preparation, your soul's renovation, your moment to let God rebuild you for the weight of glory that is about to land. The internal eruption is not punishment, it's promotion. You are being prepared, from the inside out, to carry a fire that will not just light your path, but blaze a trail for many others to follow. When the blast comes, you will be ready not because you avoided the fire, but because you let it make you new. Chosen one, when heaven signals a supernatural blast, it's not enough to just expect it, you must prepare for it with your entire being. Divine eruptions never happen by accident. They seek the ready, the aligned, and the watchful. As the tremors of destiny build and the date draws closer, God is issuing clear instructions, spiritual protocols that set the remnant apart from the distracted. The spiritual explosion that's coming is not for those who sleepwalk through life or lose themselves in noise. It is for the ones who heed the call and prepare for impact. The time to move is now, and your preparation is not just encouraged, but absolutely urgent. First, silence the noise. In this season, the enemy's fiercest weapon isn't always outright destruction, it's distraction. The world is a whirlwind of voices, endless scrolling, drama that drains your energy, and chaos that clouds your discernment. To be spiritually sharp, you must become radically intentional about your focus. Shut off the external chatter. Protect your peace as if it were gold. Turn off the news, mute the unnecessary conversations, and carve out sacred space to hear the whisper of God above the world's static. Remember, stillness is not weakness. Stillness is your weapon. Be still and know that I am God. In the quiet, you become a lightning rod for divine instructions. Second, fast for focus. This is a time to consecrate yourself, set aside a day, or even just half a day, to deny the flesh and feed your spirit. This isn't about punishing your body. It's about preparing your soul for the download of clarity that is coming. In the hidden place, with hunger sharpening your awareness, God recalibrates your heart. This is spiritual surgery, precise, targeted, and transformational. You'll notice as you fast that distractions lose their grip, and the Spirit's voice grows louder and clearer. This discipline is not old-fashioned. It is timeless power for those who dare to step into God's current move. Third, worship loudly even in the pain, especially in the pain. Don't wait for the explosion to praise. Realize your praise is what often triggers the explosion. When Paul and Silas worshipped in the darkest midnight hour, the foundations of their prison shook and the doors flew open. Your worship is a sword in the Spirit. It breaks chains, shifts atmospheres, and pulls the future into your present. Even if you feel weary, even if your heart aches, let your voice rise. Your praise in this season is both declaration and detonationa, to signal to heaven that you are ready for what's coming. Fourth, speak prophetically over your life. Your words are not just descriptions of what is, they are creative forces that shape what will be. Begin to declare God's promises over your destiny. Every chain will break. Every delay will explode off my life. I am moving in divine timing and will not miss my breakthrough. Refuse to repeat the language of fear and doubt that swirls through the culture. Your mouth is a key that unlocks doors, a match that ignites destiny. What you speak in faith becomes the material God uses to build your new future. This is not wishful thinking, it is spiritual architecture. Finally, let go of the familiar. To receive what is new, you must be willing to release what is old, even if it once felt safe. God is not bringing you into the future while you clutch the relics of your past. Old habits, old relationships, and even old mindsets must fall away. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. This spiritual blast is about more than power. It's about separation. The blast will sever soul ties, shake loose dead seasons, and disconnect you from anything that cannot serve your calling going forward. Let's be honest, chosen one preparation comes at a cost. It may look like loneliness, sacrifice, or the discomfort of discipline. It may bring tears as you release what you once loved, but let it go. What you are about to gain is so much greater than what you are leaving behind. The spiritual protocol is not busy work. It is your bridge from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Each act of obedience is a building block for the explosion to come. This is your moment to be intentional, to set the atmosphere, to fill your space with worship, to fill your mind with scripture, to journal what you hear, to speak and pray and fast like someone who expects heaven to break through at any moment. You are not waiting for a random miracle. You are posturing yourself for a scheduled visitation. Your urgency will be rewarded. Your alignment will position you at the center of God's blast zone. The remnant who prepare will walk through the explosion with divine power, while others only see the aftershocks. Chosen one, heed these protocols. Heaven is searching for those who will not only anticipate the move, but prepare for it with everything they have. The countdown is ticking. The shockwave is coming. Be found ready, for you are about to stand at the epicenter of a spiritual eruption that will change everything. Chosen one, brace yourself. The aftermath of this divine explosion will be nothing like the world expects. While those outside the remnant look for chaos or loss, you will witness a divine fallout of favor, acceleration, and irreversible freedom. This is not just the breaking of chains. This is the launching of your true purpose, the surge of destiny overtaking every area of stagnation, and the fulfillment of promises that have waited years to manifest. The moment the blast goes off in the Spirit, everything old is swept away, and the new emerges with unstoppable momentum. Picture it, the doors you've knocked on and seen closed for so long, suddenly swinging open without effort. Where there was delay, there is now acceleration. Opportunities that once seemed light years away will race toward you with divine timing. This is not hype or wishful thinking. It is the law of spiritual momentum. When God moves, He redeems lost time and collapses barriers with a single wave of His hand. Chosen one. You will find yourself stepping into places you never thought possible, encountering people you never expected, and fulfilling dreams you nearly gave up on. This is divine acceleration. Your steps ordered, your path cleared, your heart made bold. Supernatural encounters will multiply. Expect your dreams to be saturated with revelation, your prayer times alive with angelic insight, your spirit more attuned than ever before. God will make Himself unmistakably present. You may feel a holy electricity in your atmosphere, unexplainable joy, peace that transcends understanding, or even moments of tears as years of struggle dissolve in a single sweep of His Spirit. Those who doubted you, misunderstood you, or dismissed you will be forced to witness the evidence of your elevation. The favor of God will rest visibly upon you. You won't need to convince anyone. Your life will become the proof. Divine deliverance will not be partial, it will be total. The issues and generational strongholds that have plagued your family for years will lose their grip. Nightmares will end, fear will evaporate, and cycles of lack or loss will finally be broken. God's explosion is not a temporary emotional high, it's a permanent shift. What is severed in this moment will not be able to reattach itself later. You are stepping into irreversible freedom. Take a moment to let that truth sink deep into your spirit. What God explodes cannot be rebuilt by the hands of man. Chosen one, there will also be a visible transfer of resources and authority. What was withheld will now be released. Financial provision, opportunities, strategic connections, and even physical healing will flow to you. The windows of heaven are not just cracking open, they are being blasted apart. The wealth of wisdom, insight, and influence that you need for your calling is being assigned to you right now. God is positioning you not just for breakthrough, but for stewardship. You are not being elevated for your own sake, but to become a blessing, a light, a city on a hill for others wandering in darkness. And, perhaps most importantly, your assignment will become unmistakably clear. Where there was confusion, there will now be certainty. The dreams and passions you set aside in the past because they seemed impossible or you felt unworthy will be reignited. You will move forward not in hesitation, but with unshakable confidence that you are right where you are supposed to be. Your identity as a chosen one will no longer be a secret you carry in your heart, but a mantle you wear for all to see. As the dust settles from the blast, do not be surprised if emotion overtakes you. You may weep in gratitude, fall to your knees in awe, or simply sit in stunned silence at the goodness of God. That is the evidence of real transformation. You are not coming out of this the same way you went in. This is your season of divine fallout. Blessings will stick to you, doors will chase you down, and favor will become your new normal. Chosen one, receive this with urgency. The aftermath is not something to fear, but to embrace. The only thing you must let go of is your attachment to the old version of yourself. You are being called to stand as living proof that when heaven erupts, nothing remains unchanged. This is the reward of the remnant, the ones who dared to prepare, to believe, to hold fast when all logic said, let go. The world may marvel at your sudden rise, but you'll know it was never sudden. It was scheduled. It was divine. So get ready to move at the speed of God. Your acceleration, your deliverance, your favor, they are all unfolding now. The divine fallout is upon you. Walk boldly into it. The world will never be the same after this blast, and neither will you. Chosen one, as we approach the threshold of the 4th of July, let your heart prepare for something greater than a single event. Prepare for the beginning of a supernatural chain reaction, a destiny that unfolds far beyond one explosive moment. This isn't just a day on the calendar, it's the spark that will ignite a fire in your life, a fire that cannot be contained and will not be extinguished. You have stood through the tension, you have endured the pressure, and now, As heaven's countdown reaches 0, you are called to step boldly into your new beginning. Pause with me now. Feel the weight of this hour. Heaven is roaring. Angels are standing by. There is an unexplainable electricity in the air, a sense that time itself is bending to accommodate the urgency of God's move. You, chosen one, are not here as a spectator, but as a vessel, a catalyst, a remnant raised up for such a time as this. You have not survived by chance. You have been preserved, purified, and positioned because your calling is about to go public in a way that will shock even you. As we stand together in the Spirit, let's declare this as a family of faith. I will not miss the explosion God has scheduled for me. Every chain seen and unseen collapses in the presence of divine fire. Every delay ends now. I step into supernatural shifts on and after the 4th of July. My new season begins with power that no man can rebuild or resist. I am aligned, alert, and in full agreement with the plans of heaven. What God explodes in my life cannot be rebuilt by the world. And now, let us pray together, unified, hearts ablaze, ready for the divine eruption that will echo through eternity. Almighty God, we come before you trembling with awe, gratitude, and expectation. We feel the tremors of your glory and the burning urgency of what you are orchestrating in the Spirit. We declare that this is our moment, our appointed time. Lord, release your holy fire. Let it burn away every chain, every fear, every obstacle, and every stronghold that has kept us small and hidden. Pour out your Spirit in such force that the foundations of our lives are relaid in boldness, faith, and supernatural love. We thank you that this explosion is not for our destruction but for our elevation. We receive it not as punishment but as breakthrough. We call down the power of heaven to invade every dry place, to awaken every hidden dream, to restore every broken heart. Let your revival fire consume us. Let your oil of joy and breakthrough pour down on us, and let us be marked by a new level of grace, favor, and unstoppable momentum. Father, as the blast ripples outward, let it redeem lost time, restore all that was stolen, and open doors that no man can shut. Position us to carry the weight of glory you are releasing. Make us vessels of peace, agents of transformation, and carriers of your miracle-working presence. We command every spirit of delay, every wound, every lingering curse, to be obliterated in the name of Jesus. No more limitation, no more fear, no more stagnation. We step into this new era with hearts wide open and spirits ablaze. Lord, ignite every promise. Awaken every prophetic word. Let every hidden assignment be brought to light. We claim sudden miracles, sudden breakthroughs, and sudden shifts that accelerate us into the fullness of our destiny. We will no longer stand on the sidelines, but will seize every opportunity, possess every promise, and walk boldly through every door you open. As your remnant, we rise united, empowered, and overflowing with faith. Chosen one, hear this. The 4th of July is not the end, but the launching pad for a new prophetic cycle. The explosion you're about to witness will set off a series of divine reactions, one miracle leading to another, one testimony opening the way for many. This is only the beginning. You are stepping into a season where God's hand will be unmistakable, where the supernatural will be your new normal, and where you will become a living sign that heaven's power is real, unstoppable, and available for all who believe. Mark this date, prepare your spirit, stand at attention. The chain reaction begins now, and it will change everything. May the favor and fire of God rest upon you, and may your life radiate the evidence of one who has been transformed by the unstoppable blast of destiny. The next move of God is already rumbling beneath your feet. Stay ready, stay hungry, stay surrendered, because the best is yet to erupt.